e-learning platform. We do e-learning specifically for senior ones, and our lessons are ongoing as I talk with the help of Zoom. We are using Google Classroom. We are also using our website, which is senior1.org. So if you go on your browser and you type senior1.org, you'll be in a position to access our website. Currently, we are starting with senior 1 students, and we shall progress with these learners. If they go to senior 2, we shall go on with these learners up to the 4 years they will be in those secondary schools. Our focus currently is on the competence-based curriculum, the CBC, that we are going to be looking at in this 7 days session. The focus is on the new lower secondary curriculum, and we have distinguished teachers from different areas within the country for the different subjects. We are dealing with all the subjects based on what we have on the new lower secondary curriculum. What we do, we provide students with the educational resources. We have live Zoom lessons for these students. We are also doing assessment with the help of Google Classroom. We have online seminars for these students on our programs. Like I've talked of Google Classroom, this one is also helping us to do online assessment. So we are trying to bring a class at the comfort of these students in their sitting rooms at home. We are also doing career guidance for these learners. This makes senior1.org a unique platform that all of us can send or recommend for our senior 1 students. We do talent development for these learners as well. These learners have different talents, and senior1.org is saying we have to make sure that the learners' talents are developed. That is why we have talent development on our program as well. Our strength is on the 4 pillars. We are not only focusing on academics like any other platforms. Like I've just said, we are giving career guidance. So on the 4 pillars that makes senior1.org a great platform for these senior 1 learners is that aspect of career guidance that sometimes is missing out in schools. We are saying no, senior1.org is a solution. Counseling. Ladies and gentlemen, counseling is very vital, and we have to appreciate that this COVID-19 has caused a lot of psychological problems to the learners. So we have our dedicated counselor who is providing, I'm using is because this program is ongoing, is providing counseling to the learners. So it is our 3rd pillar from senior1.org. Talent development, just like I've said, is one of the major things that we are also looking at. So these are our 4 pillars, unique from other e-learning platforms. Ladies and gentlemen, we call upon you to be our ambassadors in your schools. You can send us more students. The number of students you get in the future, we can also give you a commission for that great work you'll be doing. Our website is this, www.senior1.org. Here is our email. If you write to us, you can use this email address and you get in touch with us. We have several YouTube recordings for our ongoing lessons. So for you to access our YouTube channel, just go on YouTube and on your browser, type in Senior 1 UGI. We have also Twitter. The Twitter handle is also Senior 1 UGI. You will be in position to get us as well. Then we have Instagram. From Instagram, you can do the same. It is Senior 1 UGI. And also on TikTok, you will be in position to get us there. Rogers, our contacts were on the screen. Unfortunately, you removed my slide, but I will be sharing the contacts on the chat, ladies and gentlemen. That is senior1.org, a platform that is breaking the tradition, a platform that is bringing Senior 1 classes at your sitting room. Thank you very much for this platform.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Gwal. Members, we shall be sharing more about senior1.org, even their website. They are the key they are key organizers of this particular training. Yeah, so Mr. Gwal, don't worry, we are still having these interactions. But I was also looking at the time is moving, so we shall get time and keep chipping in more about senior1.org. I hope that is fine.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so let me now proceed with today's session. Now, briefly about me, I'm called Rogers Mukalele. I'm going to be one of the facilitators for this session, and I'm going to be joined by we have a number of master trainers. For example, we have Kellen Katumsime. I can see she's on call. Kellen, are you able to say hi to the members? She's one of the master trainers. We are going to have Kasule Bernard. We are going to have Daniel. We are having Nisima Justin. We are having we have a number of master trainers who are lined up. We have Noelin Nandago. These are the people who are 2020. So during their times, they will get time and they share more about them. Personally, I'm a teacher of ICT and mathematics, and I'm the founder of Shabita Uganda, which is a digital library, which is online, and also I'm a master trainer with NCDC. Okay, so let us proceed. Now I'm going to start by doing some small quick poll. A quick poll. I want to know you. So we have introduced ourselves. We have introduced senior1.org. We have introduced Zoom, ProApp, and the master trainers. So we want to know you. But for you, I'm going to use a quick poll. And I'm going to be launching it. I'm going to be launching it here so that we can be able to see what we can be able to do accordingly. Okay. Let me first start sharing here. Let me hope it is going to pop up. Okay, it is telling me I'm logged into another device. Okay. Okay. Just a second. Just a second. Just a second as we do this. Okay, let me just close. I wanted to launch here some poll, but still it is giving me some problem here. Okay, let me first switch. Let me first switch this one to be the host. Just a second. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so now, okay. So as we use technology, one of the things in the new curriculum that we need to do is tools, and Zoom is one of them. Zoom is also one of the sponsors of this particular workshop. So when we are teaching online, we should be able to use interactive features. For example, I have pushed out a poll, and I hope people can be able to see the poll. I can see a number of people have managed to answer already. The poll is simple. It is asking us, I want to know you. Okay. I don't want to talk to people that I don't know. So one of the things also in the new curriculum is we are supposed to know our learners. We are supposed to know our learners. We are supposed to know our learners. So when you are teaching, you should be able to know your learners. So the question is simple here. Why are you interested in today's session? So there are 3 questions there. One, have you ever got a chance to attend a new curriculum, or you are coming because you have never got a chance, so you want to be part of this training? Then 2, you may have attended the physical trainings, but you want to revise and learn more. Or you would be a trainer and you have come to share your knowledge with others. So that is the simple poll that is running. And I can see 24 people have already answered, 25 people have already answered. I'm going to share the results. Because of time, I'm going to share the results so that we can proceed. Okay. Okay, 32 people have answered. Is there anyone who is not seeing the question? Hey, you should be able to see the question. Okay, let me end there for now because of time, and we proceed. And I show you the answers, the results. Okay, so I hope you can be able to see the results. Let me enable someone to speak here. Are you able to see the results? Have you seen the results? Okay, so have you seen the results?
Yes,
Roger.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So in the new curriculum, we need to look at what you call feedback. You don't just come to class and you teach, and then after teaching the people, you just continue without knowing whether they are following or not following. So that is one thing that we can be able to learn from that. Okay, so from those results that we have seen, I can now be able to know you. I can be able to know you. I know that 29% of you have never got any training on the new curriculum. You have never got a chance to attend the training. And then 60% of you have attended before, but you have come because you want to learn more. And then there are some of us who are master trainers, and we are here to share. We are here to share knowledge. So I've managed to get quick feedback from you using Zoom. And in any learning environment, we can use polls. Now, I have a video here. I have a video. In the new curriculum, we are going to be using a lot of video. I have a video here. I want you to listen attentively. I want you to listen attentively to this video. And then from there, we shall be able to proceed with our training.
On Monday next week, Senior 1 returning to class after a one-year absence from school, forced on learning institutions across the country to stop the spread of COVID-19. Before their departure from school, these students were pioneering a new curriculum that is student learner based. The curriculum also reduced the number of subjects from 43 to 21, with emphasis on learners acquiring skills through industrial studies and sports. Students were expected to take control of the learning process, with teachers only holding a support role. With the learners resuming classes, the National Curriculum Development Center has directed teachers to use the new curriculum instead of reverting to the old one.
We know that there are some schools that have been trying to teach this and that. We are urging them to please stick to the curriculum that was approved by the Ministry of Education and Sports.
Baguma says that over 4,000 teachers have been retrained on the new curriculum across the country to help equip them with skills they need to implement it.
All teachers who have been oriented to the revised lower secondary curriculum are asked to help their colleagues at school to understand the expectations of the new curriculum.
Baguma has urged all district education officials to ensure that both private and public schools comply with this directive.
Special education standards and all district administrators are hereby urged to conduct regular school inspection to ensure that all schools teach Senior 1 curricula learners following the revised lower secondary curriculum.
While Senior 1 learners resume their studies, their counterparts in Senior 6 will be sitting down to write their final exams. As such, the National Examinations Body UNEB has reminded them to comply with the set guidelines, including those intended to stem the spread of COVID-19.
Breach of instructions, regulations, or involvement in a...
Okay, let me first end there because of time. So there is a key message in that video. The video is saying many teachers have been trained and senior ones are going to be coming back to school. And there is a small bite which I was very interested in that Dr. Grace said. She said that we should...
The curriculum are asked to help their colleagues at school to understand...
Those who have attended training should help their colleagues. So this is actually one of the reasons why we are here. We are here to share. So the role of teaching each other about the curriculum is not only from NCDC. Us, we should also be able to help each other. Those who have attended training should be able to support and within the school and share. If you're in that WhatsApp group and you have the knowledge about the CBC, you should be able to share with other teachers. Don't just say, this is a government thing. All of us are part of this because we are all educationists. So that was a key message in that particular message. Now, what is the new curriculum? What curriculum? I'm going to be giving you some other activity which is coming there. But before we go to that, this diagram summarizes what the new curriculum is. For those of you who are attending for the first time, the new curriculum is a move from a knowledge-based to a competence-based or skill-based curriculum. So here we are going to be having a lot of competencies and skills more than knowledge. One of the things that you'll hear is that in a new curriculum, they don't want you to give learners notes. They want you to teach the learners how to fish, but you don't give them fish. So that is one of the key things there in the new curriculum. We are going to be going into a breakaway session here in the next, just shortly. But before we go there, you see that here, in the old curriculum, we used to have the teacher who was the fountain of knowledge. He used to know everything. But in the new curriculum, we are having the teacher and the learner discussing and sharing experiences and learning from each other. Okay, let us first proceed. We shall be able to go there. Also, a few things also in the new curriculum, the subjects changed. That's also another thing that is there. The subjects changed. There are some subjects which were dropped. For example, in the old curriculum, there was commerce, there was technical drawing. There are some subjects which were dropped, and the new subjects some subjects were left, others were regrouped, and there are some subjects which are compulsory, and there are others which are elective. So that is one of the things in the new curriculum. Then also the timetable also has been reorganized to make sure that there is time for learners to go for library, projects, clubs, games. Some of those things have been added on the timetable ending at 2. So Dr. Grace, their video, which has just ended, was telling us that please let us implement the new curriculum. Let us not continue with the old curriculum. Okay, now I'm having an activity here. This activity, we are going to go into a breakaway session. And I have another video here that you are going to watch. And then we are going to go into a breakaway session to discuss the appropriateness of learning activities that teachers have to give students in the CBC. So in the new curriculum, which learning activities are we supposed to give our learners? Are we supposed to give them the other exercise you were giving them in the old curriculum? They just do and you give them marks, they get 80% and they get a D1. What is that CBC? What is that CBC? We need to understand that because it is the gist of the matter. So I have another video here that I'm going to play. And then we are going to go into 3 groups and discuss. And then we come back and when we come back, we shall be looking at the curriculum documents, syllabus, learner's book, and teacher's guide, which we shall be discussing and see how they are linked as we shall be wrapping up with our session today. I'm very glad I'm seeing over 70 people on call. Okay, so watch this. Watch this video.
To class.
Let me hope it is going to play. Okay, let me try to. Just a second. Let me make it. Let me make it a bit bigger. Let me make it a bit bigger because I want you to see. I want you to see it very well. Okay. So in the new curriculum, one of the things that you are supposed to be conversant with, you are supposed to. Let us listen to this.
The class and the competency based curriculum has elicited a lot of reactions online, with parents sharing the frustrations on the kind of assignments that children bring home that require their help. Others have gone ahead to share videos and make memes criticizing the curriculum. NTV's Lofty Matambo, in partnership with Ruth Sarmwe, went out to try and demystify the CBC.
It is a picture that caught the attention of many, where a student was required to present a photo of themselves preaching in a crusade at a nearby market. In a signed response dated 15th September 2021, the parent wrote, "No gathering because of COVID-19 protocols did not take place." This video, among several, has been making rounds on social media as Kenyans on the interwebs made fun of the curriculum.
Inaitwa CBC.
Hata ndio nasikia kwako zaidi inaitwa CBC. Mimi sijasikia.
Kwa hivyo hiyo maana ya CBC, hiyo maana yote in full hujui yote.
Hata sijui inamaanisha nini, sijui.
Mary says she has experienced challenges adjusting to the new curriculum since her son, who was in school at the time of the interview, joined grade 4.
Tukafika class 6 na unaenda kufanya mtihani ya class 6. Sasa tukauliza, sasa hii ni gani? Kwani mmekuwa watu wa Uganda? Watu wa Uganda ndio najua hakuna 8. Sikasema mambo ya serikali hatuwezi pinga.
She is just but a representation of many other parents living in slum areas. The curriculum has now forced parents and guardians who never set their foot in class to interact with their children as they work on their assignments.
Nimwambia na mwalimu mwenye amekupea atakuonyesha vile inafanywa, mimi sijui.
Sasa mnasaidianaje hapo?
Sasa hayo mwalimu akishindwa na mimi nishindwe, hapo tupite hivyo. Apea ingine. Yenye ataelewa.
Every parent is intelligent. They must engage their children, whether they like it or not.
Curriculum hailasimishwi, inajiqualify yenyewe kupitia pilot na inakuwa na alama. Ikipata alama zaidi ya 50, basi inaendelea. Lakini ile summative evaluation 40 kupitia ile expert evaluator ambaye ilichaguliwa na serikali.
This is the book that the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development set as the main guidebook for teachers as they impart knowledge on CBC. It is called the Orange Book. It says pupils should be taught how to start projects and solve day-to-day challenges, unlike memorizing information, as has been the case with the 844 system.
Sio watoto wote ambao wataweza kujibu maswali wakiandika. Kwa hivyo mtaala huu unatarajia kwamba ikiwa mwalimu atakuwa anamfunza mtoto kulingana na uwezo wake, itabidi kwamba kama ni ile test ameset, ataset test tofauti lakini ya kitu kimoja.
In CBC, continuous assessment exams are graded in 4 ways: below expectation, nearing expectation, meeting expectation, and exceeding expectation.
Wakati huu wanafanya subjects karibu 8-9, lakini tunasema sasa watakuwa wanafanya subjects 3 ama 4 ndio waweze kushughulikia ile career ambayo wanataka.
I have never found a CBC classroom not being attended to by a competent teacher. So what the hell are you people talking about?
Tunajua waziri wa elimu hataki kuhusisha chama. Kwa hivyo Wakenya wajue curriculum ile inakuwa rolled out, sisi hatumo huko.
The challenges brought by CBC, its cost implication, and feedback reports from parents, whether true or false, may continue to ignite debates. Still, the government is urging parents to start embracing the change.
Kwangu imegonga mwamba, imenishinda kabisa.
Ruth Sarmoi, NTV.
Okay, so some of us thought that the curriculum is just here in Uganda. And some of us were actually fighting together with our MPs and saying, this curriculum, no, we have to remain, this Uganda, no, the curriculum change has been in many countries. The curriculum change has been in many countries, not only in Uganda. And there is something about the learning materials. In that video, you saw a teacher telling learners to go and create a video when they're in a market or in a crusade, and that was the assignment they had given the learners. And really the parent was really complaining. So we are going into a breakaway session. What is the appropriateness of learning activities that we are going to be giving learners to go and do? Because in the new curriculum, we are only not teaching the learner, even the parents are involved. So I want us to have a few observations about the CBC. What are the do's and don'ts? What are we supposed to do? Let us have that quick discussion in 5 minutes, 3 groups, and then when we come back, we shall be harmonizing, and then we look at the curriculum documents. So I'm opening up breakaway sessions. Let me hope my computer here is going to allow me to break out rooms. In the new curriculum, we have to discuss. It is not just supposed to be a, so you can choose a room. I will request, let me ask some members to put up their hands if you can be a good group leader. The question is simple. Watch the video and make observations on the appropriate learning activities that teachers have to give in a CBC. And I want to get some group leaders.
There's no business here.
Madam Lucilla, are you okay?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Let me get the co-host here, Mr. Ogwal. Madam Kellen, are you able to speak? Mr. Nyul, Larry. Okay. Mr. Larry, are you able to speak to me? Mr. Larry is unable to speak. Mr. Emmanuel Lugono?
Yes, please.
You are going to be the leader for group number 1.
Really?
When you reach there, you take note of what they are saying. I've made you a co-host. Mr. Larry, are you able to speak to me? So when you are even in class in the new curriculum, when you are giving learners group work, please give them roles. Otherwise, they will waste time in the group. Give them roles and make sure that when they are there, they are productive. So Mr. Larry is unable to speak to me. Are you able to speak to me, Mr. Larry?
Fine.
Okay, Madam Drusilla, you are going to be leader for group number 2. There is someone called Teachino Pop 5, and please rename yourself so that I can be able to give you a role.
I don't know why you cannot, but I'm communicating.
Mr. Larry?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you are going to be leader for group number 3. Is that okay?
That's okay.
Okay, so you join that group, or you join any of the groups, please, and then let us come back within a few minutes, and we shall be good to go. So join the groups. Let us discuss about the new curriculum. You can be able to switch. Okay. Okay, so we are now in the breakaway session. So please, members, what are we supposed to do? What are the do's and don'ts? What are we supposed to do when it comes to the new curriculum? Okay. Salon is in group number 2. Then number 3 was. Okay, so we are there.
Yes, members, good afternoon. Without wasting time, let's discuss how appropriate. We've been tasked to discuss how appropriate learning outcomes, the learning activities be. Any ideas? Any ideas, members? How appropriate should these learning activities
Yes, good afternoon.
be? Yes, good afternoon. Mr. Vienna, you have something to say?
My name is Vian.
Yes, Vian.
I think they should be accessible and cost.
They should be okay, accessible and cost effective. Okay. Mr. Gilbert, Mr. William, anything we have so far? Thank you, Vian. He has given us that they should be accessible and cost effective. Any other ideas?
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Yes, the question is how appropriate
should the learning activities be? When you're giving learning activities, what are some of those measures you should look at?
Okay, what I want to float first of all is the content that you're looking at the time.
Okay.
Should match the activity that you're going to give to the learners.
So the activity should match the content at hand.
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you very much, Mr. William. Okay, any other submission, members? Any other submission? Yes. So I have 3 points of it should be accessible, should be cost effective, and it should be in line with the content at hand.
Now, maybe
yes, Henry.
Yes, Bula Henry.
Yes, sir.
Saying that the activity should be fitting the environment of the learner.
Okay, it should fit the environment of the
learner.
learners. Amazing, thank you. Mr. Ronald, do you have something to add?
They should also be
Ronald?
able to they should make the learner think.
So the activity should make the learners think. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Any other submission? Please, I've only heard from that gentleman. Can I hear from a lady? Madam Noeline. Ladies here. Yes, Mr. Sally.
This is Mr. Sally.
Yes, Sebo.
I think the activity should be visible or seen to all the learners so that they can understand what the teacher is saying.
It should be visible to all. Okay.
That is my submission. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Sally. I would also think, maybe to add on that, I would think it should be age appropriate. It should be age appropriate. It should suit their age.
Exactly.
Yes, it should suit their age. Yes, Ronald?
I also wanted to add that it should not be embarrassing and gender sensitive as well.
Okay.
And it should be gender sensitive.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Ronald, once again.
I said it should not be embarrassing and should also be gender sensitive.
Should be gender sensitive, yes. Thank you very much. The ladies here, the men are taking us for speed. Any lady, I need a lady to give something. Ladies, we sum this up.
I think it should cater for individual differences.
Amazing. It should cater for individual differences of the learners, not so?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. It should cater for the individual differences of the learners. Is this all we need to submit? So let me re-echo to you what you have discussed, because I feel we're about to get done. It should be accessible, should be cost effective. It should look at the content at hand. Then it should fit within the environment where the learners are. Then it should make the learners think. An appropriate learning activity should be visible to all their age, should be gender sensitive, and
a group discussion. Group discussions are typical of the new curriculum, and you should never go to a class and you speak. You should be able to give the children a chance to speak and share. It is time now for group number one. Group number one, please. What are some of the observations based on the video that you saw? That is experience from Kenya. What are some of the appropriate things? What are we supposed to do as teachers? What are some of the points your members have raised? Group number one, that was Lugono Emmanuel. Mr. Lugono?
Can we present as group 3 or you want to go in order?
No,
Okay,
you follow the order. Someone was giving out her submission before we can go to group 3.
We are now back in the preliminary session, members. And the group sessions have ended, Mr. Lugono. So It is time for presenting what your members have been saying.
And now, for us, we had just started, but for me, I was like, one of the submissions that I've just given, the activities, that must engage learners so that we can follow this CDC. We've been learning with this new curriculum. I was really talking about those activities that can bring out. No, okay, I mean, like, we should not make learners be bored. For example, you can bring the learners into a laboratory that I don't know how I can frame it out, but issues of making learners even play these games on the computers, making them active in the groups, grouping them in several numbers so that they can engage themselves on computers, allowing them to enter into the computers, not necessarily playing with, but just allowing them to track, because in the world we are in now, besides this education system that we are in, but at least we have to go digital. So issues of going to a class with a textbook or a handout, we start uttering out notes that will bore our students. It is what I thought we should eliminate in this new curriculum. And one of the activities I said, engaging learners in the computer, tell them, group them one by, like, make a group of 5 students, draw a table there and tell them to fill that table, put where A, B, C, D, like grouping them and make them, engage them in that classroom of ICT, for example, if it's ICT. Okay. So that.
Thank you, Mr. Lugono. I don't know whether you were just telling your members or your members were contributing. Oh, let us get group number 2. Group number 2.
Yes, Mr. Rogers, we are ready.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, the activity should be accessible. It should be accessible, to be cost effective. Accessible, cost effective. It should be in line with the content being covered. It should fit within the environment of the learners. In line with the content covered, it should fit within the environment of the learners. It should make the learners think. It should make the learners think. It should suit their age. It should be gender sensitive. The activity given should be gender sensitive, and it should cater for the differences of the learners, the individual differences of the learners. Gender sensitive.
Okay, in here they call it inclusive. So that's why I say gender sensitive. In terms of age.
Yes, age and sex.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. Let us get group number 3.
Okay, thank you. Group number 3 had also some of those. I might not repeat them. But we talked about the one that they have not mentioned is risk-free. It should be minimal, risk-free or risk minimal or minimal of risk. Risk-free.
Okay.
A member talked about time, that it should be time-bound or within appropriate time. Time should be considered. And then I think they talked about it should be practical other than knowledge-based. Should be practical other than knowledge-based. The rest are okay, related to the local environment, relevant to the topic, and cost.
Okay. Thank you very much, members. So, members, as you can see, the new curriculum, like I said earlier, one, it is not only us, Uganda. It is in Kenya, Zimbabwe, and the case study for Uganda, we saw a teacher who gave learners an activity which is not easy to do. It was not doable. He was telling them to go and make a crusade and record a video when they are preaching the gospel. Now, it was really hard. And actually the parents said, no. They are COVID protocols, so we cannot send our learners for such an activity. So when you are giving learners an activity, make sure that it fits within the environment, it should be risk-free and it is doable. And we don't want learners to just tell us what they know in their head. We want learners to do things and experience. So that is a brief introduction to the CBC. Now, let us look at what we call the curriculum documents. Today's session, for the members who have just joined us, today's session is about, we are looking at a few things. We are looking at introduction to the CBC, and that we have finished that. Now we are going to look at linkage between the syllabus, learner's book, and teacher's guide. That's our next. So on introduction to the CBC, I've used the skill and activity, and now you people know what the CBC is and what we should be able to do in a CBC. So let me now go in and we now look at, so we have covered all this. Now we are now going to look at what we call the curriculum documents. Now, when there is a curriculum, when they make a curriculum, in the video that you saw for Kenya, they have a document called the Orange Book. And that book has guidelines. It guides the teachers and everything. In Uganda, we also have our curriculum documents that NCDC, the National Cultural Environment Center, developed, which are supposed to guide the implementation of the curriculum. One of them is the syllabus, and the syllabus has many things. There's what called the rationale. The syllabus is normally subject specific. The syllabus is subject specific. So there is a syllabus for chemistry, syllabus for math, syllabus for. So the syllabus is there. We have the learners' books. These are the textbooks of the learners. So in the old curriculum, we had things like pamphlets, where each author was making books for learners to cram and pass the mock and the UNEB. But in the new curriculum, the learners are going to be using the same book. We don't have cases whereby rich learners are using a very good book by Cambridge, and then other learners in my village are using some pamphlet which has been printed there in the trading center. Learners are having the same books. So that is going to help in making sure that we have learners accessing the same materials, and so they can. And these books are made by the prototypes which are available were made by NCDC, but there are other books which NCDC is going to send, which are made by particular publishers, and they'll be sent in all the schools. Then we have the teachers' guides. The teachers' guides, these teachers' guides are the ones to guide the teachers, and they link together with the learners' books. So where there is an activity in the learner's book, in the teacher's guide, there are guidelines telling the teacher how to organize that activity. Then we have other books like the curriculum framework, implementation guidelines. These ones are more detailed books which are guiding the administrators, the schools, the district DEO, and all those other stakeholders. There are books which are guiding them on how the curriculum is supposed to be rolled out. Now, these books are available on the NCDC website, on senior1.org, and also on Shareability. For example, on the NCDC website, you'll get the prototypes, the learners' books and teachers' guides. You'll also find them on senior1.org. And on Shareability, we will also find some syllabus books which we have managed to get, and we have been sharing them. Maybe let me just briefly show you about these books, and then we are going to proceed with our discussion. We are going to be looking at these books, how they are linked. Okay, we are going to be looking at how these books are linked together. So I'm going to give you an assignment. After today's session, I'm going to give you an assignment which you are going to submit through Google Classroom. And this assignment is going to require you to go and download a syllabus book, and you are going to do some work in it, which you are going to submit. Yeah, so let me show you where you are going to get the syllabus book, which is going to be the practical assignment you are going to do after today's session. My power here is disturbing me. So this is, we have something known as Google Classroom. I'm going to be showing you later about that. Let me start by NCDC. So when you go to the website of NCDC, So in the physical trainings that we were having, we used to have books given to us physically, hard copy by NCDC. But in this training, we are going to be using soft copies for our learning. So when you visit the website of NCDC, you'll go to a place called publications. Under that part, you'll be able to find some prototypes. Now these books, I emphasize these books are prototypes. They are not the real books. The real books are coming. They have already been developed. These ones are just a resemblance of the final books. So as the schools reopen, you are going to find books supplied to your school, which are going to be final versions. These ones were draft versions before NCDC completed. They wanted to share with the publishers what is supposed to be done. So you will come to this website and you'll be able to see different subjects here. So you can be able to download the books, which are going to guide you on how these ones are for the learners and also for the teachers. So, for example, I'm having a book by for physics. There are several books here down here in the tabs down here. So you can be able to access those books there. I wanted to download this one. I wanted to download particularly. Okay, I wanted to download the ones for CRE. So I have CRE Teacher's Guide and CRE Learner's Book. So you click on them and then you'll be able to download them accordingly. Okay, so you can download from there. I said you can also download from senior1.org. Senior.org also has those books. You can be able to get them from there as well. Sometimes you may find that one site is not loading because of bandwidth, and then you can try to check. So on senior1.org, you'll find them under notice board. Under notice board, you'll find a number of articles. There's what you call learners books, and other materials here. So yeah, you'll find them under learners books on senior1.org. Okay, so this is the CRE book. Okay, and then we have them there. Now, let me also tell you about the syllabus. So on these two sites, you will not find the syllabus books. You will not find the syllabus books here. The syllabus books, you'll find them you'll find some of the syllabus books on shareability. That's where you're going to find the syllabus books. So these ones are all curriculum documents. So basically, I'm now going to be looking at how these documents link and how we are supposed to use them accordingly. Now, when you go to shareability, you'll find shareability is an online digital library. You'll go and look at where is NCDC. There is a part where there is NCDC. So under when you go and NCDC this part, you will find there the syllabus books as well, which we have been getting from the members who have been sharing them. Okay, so NCDC is going to supply these books in hard copy to the schools when the schools reopen. Okay, so basically, so you click on this download button here. There's a download button. You'll be able to see that download button is up there. You'll click on it and then the book will be able to download. And when you're downloading, it will open in Google Drive. So you will also go and click on this. There's something here up here, which you can use again to download as well, those books. Okay, so basically, you need to do that. So you will need to download these books for your subject, and you're going to be using them in your activity, which we're going to give you. Okay, now on shareability, under the tag NCDC, you are going to find the syllabuses. So for example, if I want the syllabus there are several syllabuses here. So you will be able to get the syllabuses, and also there are other books and other materials as well for that. So you will come, there is this thing called implementation guidelines. You will download it, and also you can download a syllabus for your subject. You scroll through and you see that you can get a syllabus for your subject. Okay, so basically that is that is how we are going to be working accordingly. Now I'm seeing our time is going. I'm going to open the syllabus document, and then we can be able to look at it. So you can download, for example, chemistry, whichever. Let me open one of them. For me, already downloaded. So let me just get one of these syllabuses. Let me get one of ICT. And then we are going to be proceeding. Okay, so let me go back to our slides. Okay, so we have the Learner's Book Teacher's Framework. Framework is also there on shareability. The cultural framework is having general guidelines, the timetable, do's and don'ts, and other things. Now, what is in the there's some words here. We are going to share these slides. The syllabus is a document for teaching, and it serves to outline the basic elements of the program of learning and teaching, and includes the themes, the topics to be covered, and the learning cycle. So the syllabus book is actually the main book as far as the curriculum. It's the one which we shall be using a lot to guide us when it comes to the new curriculum. Yeah, so that is what we call the syllabus book. The syllabus book has some sections that we are supposed to observe clearly in the syllabus book. So this is an example of a syllabus book. This syllabus book for ICT. Now these books have similar features. So the syllabus book has two sections. There's what called the preliminary section and also the detailed syllabus. The preliminary section is almost the same for all the subjects. Yeah, it's almost the same. The preliminary section is almost the same. There's some information that you need to know which cuts across. Okay, so it's here. So you'll see. Okay, I'm going to give you an activity. You're going to see. So there is what you call the rationale. Background to the syllabus. There is some information here that I want to show you. It's very important in the syllabus book. Some of us teachers, what we do, we just go and we open the other side where the topics are. But we are supposed to know there's what we call pillars of the curriculum. They are there in the syllabus book before the other main gist of the matter. So you should be able to check through the syllabus book, and then you see how it is structured. So it has some information about the curriculum, the changes of the curriculum. It has what we call key learning outcomes. Key learning outcomes. These ones here, if you have learned the curriculum, they will always ask you the key learning outcomes. You are supposed to know them because they are supposed to guide you as a teacher. Yes, so please, you will go and look at them. Key learning outcomes. What are the key learning outcomes that they want? These key learning outcomes, they cut across the entire syllabus. As you are training the learners, you have to make sure that they are self-assured, responsible, they have the values. So this part of key learning outcomes, please, you'll go and read it and make sure you summarize. It should be at the top, at the back of your mind, if you are to know the curriculum. As the trainers, whenever we go for trainings, they normally assess us. There is what called genetic skills also. These are the pillars of the curriculum. There's key learning outcomes, genetic skills, which are here. And also we have what we call the cross-cutting issues. So we have the genetic skills within the subject. Then we have what we call the cross-cutting issues, and the cross-cutting issues are here. So you should also know them. They are the same in all the syllabus, on all the syllabuses there. Okay, so cross-cutting issues, and then also we have what you call okay, let me just go to this last page. My computer is a bit slow here, but I should be able to display. Okay, we are going to let me just end it here. Let me just go back to the slides. I don't want us to delay a lot because of time. Okay, so the syllabus document has a number of things. So they are listed here. There is what called the preliminary information, which is the forward acknowledgement, aims of education, background of the curriculum, the cross-cutting issues, is what ICT integration, time allocation, rationale, and program planner. These ones here is the preliminary information. Then we have what called the detailed syllabus. The detailed syllabus is the one which has the theme, the topics, periods, competency, learning outcomes. So members, as the teachers who are learning the new curriculum, we need to know these things. We need to know these things because they are going to guide us. We are going to meet them in the, they are going to guide us. So make sure you download the syllabus book and you read through those parts and appreciate. So the preliminary information is similar for most of the syllabuses. For all the syllabuses, this preliminary information, they all have this. Then this other detailed syllabus varies according to the subject, which is there. Okay, so let me proceed. So that is the syllabus book. That is the syllabus book that we are supposed to know. Then, so when you open the syllabus book, there's a detailed section where there's a detailed syllabus. You will see something like this. You'll see what you call learning outcomes, suggested learning activities, and then the sample assessment strategies. So they changed all the curriculums. When you saw them, they had something known as content. They could put a topic and content. So they will tell a teacher that this is the topic and this is the content you are supposed to teach. But now they have structured it differently. So they put these things in here. So there's skills, knowledge, understanding, and then, so this is the knowledge, understanding, skills, values, attitudes. So these letters stand for something known as POSIVAS. So when you are teaching these things, you make sure that you make sure you emphasize those things which are being highlighted there. The learning activities are a guide to you what you are supposed to do. So here they are telling you in small groups, explore the school compound and familiarize the surroundings. So the syllabus is no longer telling you that you teach about the Bantu. The syllabus is telling you what you should tell learners to do. It is having learning activities, no longer having content. Then the content is within the learning activities. Then the sample assessment strategies, the syllabus guides you on how you are going to assess the learners. So it tells you what you should tell the learners to do, what you should give the learners, and then also how you should assess them using a concept known as triangulation. Okay, so members, I'm trying to do this because I'm seeing our time is really going, but we are ending with actually this. We are just looking at this syllabus document. So our topic was linkage between the syllabus documents, and one of them is the relationship between the syllabus and the learner's book. How are these two related? How are the two related? When you are reading the learner's book and the teacher's guide, you should read it alongside the syllabus. The three should don't read the three nice, but because the learners, for them, they can just use the learner's book, but the teacher's guide, that one, the teacher's guide and the syllabus, you should be able to read and use them together. Okay, so that's what we have to look at. So this is the linkage. One, we have what called the program planner. So let me ask a question here. Where do we find the program planner? Who can, I want someone to put up your hand and tell me, where do we find the program planner? In which document do we find the program planner? In which document do we find the program planner? In which document do we find the program planner? Anyone you can unmute? Anyone
Yes.
can unmute and tell me?
The program planner is found on the syllabus. Mr.
Okay,
Mukalele.
thank you. Thank you very much. The program planner is found in the syllabus, and it has an outline of all the topics and the themes. The topics are arranged under themes. Okay, so what is the topic in the learner's book? It is going to change. So the topic is going to become a chapter in the learner's book. So here in the syllabus, it's called a topic, but the other side is going to become a chapter. Then also, in the teacher's guide, here in the syllabus, we have the number of duration, the number of lessons here that you are supposed to cover that topic. So the teacher's guide will give you more detail. So there will be a linkage in the teacher's guide. The teacher's guide will be able to give more detail and break you down, help you to break down that topic into a lot of subtopics. Okay, so this is how the things are linked. So this is now the syllabus. So we have here the topic, which is exploring the natural environment. This is the detailed syllabus section. So we have the learning outcomes. They appear in the book of the learner's guide. I'm going to show you that. And also we have the learning activities. These ones are reflected in the activities which are in the book, the learner. And also we have the sample assessment strategies. These ones are in the teacher's guide. So this is a syllabus. Some things are here, they are also in the teacher's guide. Some things are here, they're in the learner's book. The periods are in the teacher's guide. And then the competency, it is what called a competency. A competency. I want someone to tell me what is the competence? What is the competence? As we see how what is the competence? A competence is there in the syllabus, in the detailed syllabus. At the beginning of each chapter, there is something known as a competence. What is a competence? I want someone to tell us something there. Kellen. Kellen, you have your hand up.
Sorry, I think it was raised accidentally.
Okay, it's fine. So we are asking, what is a competency? Madam Lucilla?
Thank you, Mr. Rogers. I think a competency is the final product at the end of the entire learning period. What the learner becomes is the competence, the skill, the product.
Okay, thank you. So that is the competency. What should the learner be able to do? What do we want this at the end of this chapter? Which new skill should this learner, should they say now, okay, this learner, for example, if you take someone to go and learn driving, at the end of the driving lessons, we expect that he has he's a competent driver, he can drive. So that is a competence, and each chapter has what we call a competency. Okay, so you will find that competency. So this is now a learner's book. This is a screenshot from the learner's book. So if you look at the learner's book here, they will put a number of things. They will put some stimulus material. There will be a topic here. So the topic in the syllabus is going to become a chapter here. You see? So the topic in the syllabus becomes a chapter. Then we have here a picture. This picture, they normally put a picture at the end, the beginning of each chapter. This picture is known as, it's like a stimulus material. It's supposed to reflect what that chapter is all about. So if we are talking about natural environment, we put here a picture from the natural environment, and it will be there in the learner's book. Then you'll also see things known as the chapter keywords and also the learning outcomes. So in the syllabus, there were learning outcomes, and here they will be listed on the first chapter. So members, I was actually privileged to be one of the people who went to vet books of the new curriculum. All the books that are coming, they will be following these guidelines. They will be following the layout in the prototypes, and they will be having chapter keywords, a picture depicting the chapter, and then the learning outcomes there. Now, on the second page of the chapter, who can tell me what is inside here? What is inside this paragraph here? What is inside this paragraph? This introduction is linked to what in the syllabus? This introduction here, what is it linked to when it comes to the syllabus? What is it linked to?
The learning outcomes.
The introduction is linked to what in the syllabus?
The learning outcomes.
Okay, let us get someone there. Members, I'm about to conclude, so don't worry. My question is simple. The introduction is linked to what in the syllabus? Because I said these books are linked. So the introduction is linked to what item in the syllabus?
Yes. The introduction is linked to the rationale.
Introduction is linked to the rationale?
Yeah.
Okay, another person? Morgan?
It's linked to the environment.
The introduction for all the chapters in the learner's book, there is an introduction. That introduction is supposed to be linked to something in the syllabus. What is that?
To the environment.
No, the environment is not part of the syllabus. Which syllabus feature is linked to the introduction of a chapter in a learner's book? Let us get to Dennis. Dennis? Yes.
Yeah, it is linked to the brief background of that chapter.
In the syllabus, there is no brief background. I want something in the syllabus which
it is linked to the competence.
It is linked to the
competence.
Okay, thank you very much. Who was that? Who was that? Beatrice, thank you very much. Members, the competence in the syllabus is linked to the introduction in the learner's book. That is something you should know. There's a reason why I took time on that. So I want you to go, when you go to your, on the internet, download the syllabus of your subject and also download the learner's book of your subject. Then you will go and read the competency. For example, here they are saying, in this chapter, you are going to explore the world around you and how useful it is to the human being. This will enable you to appreciate the natural environment and express yourself creatively. In the learner's book, we don't put there that competency. We don't. In the learner's book, we just put an introduction which connects with the competency. So we don't write anywhere competency in the learner's book. And even as when we our slides, by the way, and some of these things, we should not be doing that. So because of time, I was going to open one of the syllabus books here and we compare, but I'm going to give you that one to you as an assignment. So I hope you have understood what I was saying, what Beatrice has told us. The competency, which is in the syllabus, it is from that competency that the introduction is derived. I hope you have understood. Okay, so basically that is what you need to know about there. So adapted competency. So the introduction is an adapted competency, paraphrased for the learner. That's clear. Is that fine, members?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is okay.
Okay, then the subtopic, this one is a subtopic under learning outcome 1. So the first learning outcome in the syllabus, they will come here and we'll make it a subtopic in the learner's book. We are looking at linkage. How is the syllabus linked to the learner's book? Are we there? So the subtopic, it will be the learning outcomes are the ones which are going to make it the subtopics. Then so we can have more. Then we have the activity here, which is the activity, which is also suggested in the syllabus, but here it is now developed. And there are more guidelines in the teacher's guide for that particular case. Then we use the format known as DIA, discovery, analysis, explanatory, and application. This is the activity format. When you are giving an activity, make sure that the learners can discover, can analyze, can explain, and they can apply the knowledge. So here they are telling the learners that as a class, take a journey outside the world, nearby environment. So that will be discovery as they take a journey. Then look around your immediate natural environments and identify the project. So you are discovering and analyzing those objects. Then in your notebook, list down, so you explanatory. Then apply, make a report. So when you are giving activities for learners, make sure you use DIA. Discovery, analysis, explanatory, and application in your activities. So those are the concepts. And the activities that you'll see in the learner's book, you're not supposed to only based on those ones every time. You can create your own activity. So if you see this activity here in the book, you can make your own activity different, but when it is also doing the same work. You don't necessarily have to copy and paste the activity in the learner's book and then you give your learners. Are you going to be giving the same activity every year? That means learners will always come when they know what is going to be done. So you can have that activity in the book as a guiding activity and you make your own. Follow DIA and make sure that it addresses the learning outcome that you are addressing. So at the end of the chapter, there is something known as activity of integration, which is normally there. It summarizes. We are going to get a day, we are going to look at activity of integration. For now, let me just leave it. Now, as I went up also, there is a linkage between the teacher's guide and the learner's book. The main thing there is the teacher's guide is for the teacher or the learner's book is for the learner. So in the teacher's guide, there is something known as an evaluation grid. This evaluation grid is linked to the activity of integration, which is in the learner's book. So the evaluation grid is like the marking guide, which guides the teacher on how he's going to assess the activity of integration, which is in the learner's book. And we are also going to get a time and we shall look at the evaluation grid on one of the days in detail, how we are going to do it. Now, this is the end of our session today. I'm giving you an assignment. I want you to open your eyes. Visit shareability.net and click on the NCDC tag and download any syllabus document available. So you don't necessarily have to download the syllabus document for your subject, chemistry. If you can get down of chemistry, well and good. I can get for any. You can get for biology, for SST, for geography. Get a syllabus book. Then you read and summarize the key learning outcomes, generic skills, values, and cross-cutting issues. I want this to be summarized. Read them as of the curriculum. You cannot say that you know the curriculum when you don't know the key learning outcomes of the curriculum, the generic skills of the curriculum, the values, and the cross-cutting issues. Those four, those are the pillars of the curriculum. You need to have them off head. Then, how does your subject contribute to the pillars listed above? So, I want you to write something. For example, you are having your subject, your subject mathematics. One of the things we have is critical thinking. So how does mathematics contribute to critical thinking? How does your subject contribute to the pillars listed in the above? So you analyze at subject level. So you are going to submit your findings through Google Classroom. We are having a Google Classroom. Okay, members, sorry, my computer here was disturbing with power, but I have a phone as well. So I was through. So I was sharing with you about what you call Google Classroom. So what you do, there are some of us who have never gone to Google Classroom and we don't know what Google Classroom is. So I'm going to just use a minute to show you what you are going to do. So you are going to go to your Google Classroom. You are going to go to your phone if you're using a phone and you search for Play Store. So under this Play Store, you search for Google Classroom. You just search that classroom. So if you're using a phone, you need an app. But if it is a computer, you don't necessarily need an app. With a computer, you will just search on Google Classroom. Now, you need to join this Google Classroom. So you need to know, we have this Google Classroom here. I can see already we are having 49 people have joined this Google Classroom. So if you have not yet joined it, please, it is the one we are going to use to submit our work. So make sure that you join that Google Classroom. So if you want to join it, you click on this plus and you put there, join class, and you put in our class code. So our class code, we have been sharing it through WhatsApp. We have our class code. I don't know whether I have it here. Okay, so we have a class code. We have a class code, which I want us to know. Of course, the members of the WhatsApp group here. So we have a WhatsApp code. I don't know. Anyone who knows our class code, who can read for me? Anyone read for me the class code? Hey, what's the class code?
It is. Hello, it is PM.
Okay, just a second. Just a second, so that I can hear you. Okay, go ahead. What's the class code?
PM. CR.
CR.
C. It is PM. CRA. BZ.
Is it like that?
Yes.
Yes.
PM. Yes.
Okay. So you write down that if you are not in the Google Classroom, please, you write it down. So you install the app, and then it is going to ask you to that code. Yeah? So you do that, and then you click on join. Yeah? The code should be able to be working unless. Okay, for me, I've already joined. That's why it is bringing that error. For me, I already joined. So you'll be able to join the Google Classroom. So inside here, I'm going to post here an assignment. So you'll be able to submit. You'll be able to submit your assignment. So this is assignment 1. Assignment 1, mainly on key learning outcomes, on pillars. The first assignment is on pillars of the CBC. Okay, so I'm going to add another description there later, but for now, you can even submit. So I've given you that assignment, and you need to work, add there more detail there. So the assignment is brief. 1, download the syllabus document of your subject, read the pillars of the curriculum, summarize the 4. The key learning outcomes, the genetic skills, the cross-cutting issues, and the values. Make sure you summarize them. And then, how does your subject contribute to those pillars of the curriculum? So you can type your work in a document, and then you submit it here on Google Classroom. Tomorrow's session, we are going to be looking at activity-based teaching and learning and ICT integration in the new curriculum. But the presenter will also talk about this, briefly about this assignment, which we have given you. So basically, that is what I wanted to share for now. In case you have any questions, our time is over. We can have a few questions, and then we can be able to wrap up for the day.